One, two, 1, 2, ready, go.
Hey everybody, it's Mr. Ash coming to you from the Interactive Multimedia program. This is episode 3 of our podcast, the Student Experience Podcast here in Interactive Multimedia. Today I have another student in the podcast lab, and we're going to have a conversation again and just talk about all things interactive media. I'm going to go ahead and let him introduce himself, so go ahead.
Hi, I'm Joseph Storey. I go to the Lisbon High School, and I attend the Columbiana County Career and Technical Center for the Interactive Multimedia class.
Great. Okay, so in the last few episodes, I just asked some questions and we had a little conversation about, projects and Adobe software and just different things like that. So my first question to you is, when you visited as a sophomore, what was that one thing that you kind of saw that sparked your interest and said, I really want to sign up for that program?
Definitely like the game design was a big one because I'm always interested in like game design, like some coding and stuff like that. And I would like to learn the coding, and then be an indie developer. You need to learn like how to design the game as well. But also the videography was really interesting. I liked like the video editing and the just video creating aspect as well.
Awesome. I mean, probably no secret, I enjoy video a lot
Yeah.
myself, and using the cameras and everything. And really kind of wished you were going to be here next year so you could see what the lab's going to look like when we kind of expand and remodel some of that. Okay, so now you've been in here for a little while. Think back to all the projects from junior year to senior year. What were some of the projects that were the most fun, or you learned the most from, and you just really enjoyed?
I think the first one is the documentary project. Really liked the documentary project. And then also a lot of the Illustrator stuff. Just using Illustrator is just fun. It's my second favorite Adobe software, second only to Premiere Pro.
Great. Well, I absolutely love Adobe software. I've been doing it for a
Yeah.
while now. I'd probably say that, Premiere Pro, Animate, a couple of my favorite ones. Speaking of animation, it just popped into my head. Talk a little bit about your experience with the animation here in the program, what you thought, what you'd like to see next with it.
Oh, with animation, we haven't done a whole lot with the animation yet because like sophomore visits and capstone and stuff like that. So maybe just like maybe see a little more of it, but like um, it, we do go into it a lot, and we know most of the stuff like using like the elements, like the shape tools and stuff like that. We kind of learned with like the other software a bit. It's just learning how to deal with the frustrations of Adobe Illustrate just in general
Right.
not working.
Well, frustrations, I think, are, it's been a hot topic. The last two
Yeah.
episodes, we talked a little bit about, advice for students, and, both of them said things like, don't procrastinate, get your work done. So, what advice would you have for a student who is thinking about signing up but hasn't committed yet? What would you tell them about the program?
Um, I guess I just tell them like the program is great for the first part of the name, interacting. It's really good with interacting. You learn how you're going to like interact with like in a professional manner. Like you learn like this is here is a client brief, and here's how like you deal with like clients, stuff like that in a professional manner, especially with like the A games and stuff like that.
Okay, so your advice is that the interactive part, that they really learn customer service, they really learn how to be professional when dealing with a client and those sorts of things. So what advice would you have for the student who signed up? I have a number of kids who've already signed up for next year. What advice are you going to give them as they're coming in to hit the ground running and to know what they need to do?
Just learn to be happy with it. I think like if you're happy, if you're like excited to the projects that you get, just you can just run with it. If you like see like a big project and you just like have like the thought of like, oh, I have to do this project now, you're gonna be you won't want to do it. So you're like more like to procrastinate. But if it's like if you think of it like I get to do this project, like I got accepted to the class, I get to this project with this very expensive softwares and stuff, then you're like more excited to do it. You'll do better.
No, I mean, that's understandable. That's good advice.
Yeah.
Okay, so talking about Adobe again, we do a lot with certifications here in the lab. What certifications have you already earned?
I have earned the Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, and Premiere Pro. And then there's another Adobe one that's not like software based, but I don't remember the name of it.
It's one of the ones that you get when you've
Yeah.
passed 2 of the certifications. So you get an Adobe Professional in
Yeah,
video and visual design.
Yeah.
So you've gotten both of those then, correct? Or just one of those?
I think just one of them.
Just the one.
Because, yeah.
Great. So, how do you think getting those certifications has prepared you for the next step, the next part of your career?
Definitely just like resumes. It's great for resumes if, like, say, a design college or a place you're putting a resume to work at sees those certifications. They know that, like, you can use the software. What the extent that they know based off just having the certifications depends on where. If you're like applying somewhere where they are more technical, they might know more in depth of what the certification means, like compared to people a job that might be less technical. But yeah, definitely like resumes and stuff definitely helps with that.
Awesome. So speaking of resumes, we're counting down the days now, right? We're in the fourth 9 weeks,
Oh.
coming to the end here. What are your next steps? What's the plan after graduating high school and earning your certificate here?
Well, I'm going to college for computer science. And honestly, after that, I don't know. I'd like to have, I like by the time I graduate by college, have at least one indie game published. Whether it's successful or not, I don't really care. Just the fun of making it.
So the primary focus then is game design,
Yeah.
and you want to make indie type games. And so you're majoring in computer science and minoring maybe in game design, or I mean,
I'm minoring. I'm doing a major in computer science with a focus on cybersecurity
Mhm.
and learning more of the game design programming on the side. Because, like, the cybersecurity part is more of like a backup plan. Because just so I have like another option.
Right.
So, like, if I get like further into college and realize that game design isn't exactly what I want, I still have like cybersecurity stuff to
Well,
run.
let me ask you this then. So you're going to college, you already know computer science, cybersecurity. What would you tell or say to the person who's like, you can't go to the career center because you can't go to college?
That is far from the truth. Because, like, the career center, it is like, it's like a career school. It's like we learn trades here. But, like, specifically, like, the IMM class and stuff like that, they set you up for college. They, like, show you how to, like, this is kind of like what college is like, and then you do with your with your either employed, enlisted, or enrolled. So, like, college, most of this, I think a lot of the students are going to college after they go to the career center, and, like, I mean, you can come to the career center if you don't want to go to college afterwards, but it definitely is not like mutually exclusive. You can do both.
Right. You mentioned the what's your E, right?
Yeah.
Employed, enrolled, enlisted. So students choose one of those kind of paths, and we help to kind of gear you towards what you might need to do in those. Thinking of those, what are some of the other programs here at the Career Center that you're part of that you have enjoyed or you think are really beneficial that people should know about?
Definitely, like, are you talking like more like Skills USA and stuff like that?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like Skills USA is really good because you get a chance to like do different competitions. You get to compete for it, so it has like a little like fun factor to it. You get to compete, and you get to compete against, for one, your classmates, and for two, the other classes in the leadership competitions, where in the leadership competitions, you go against the other classes and things like mock interviews, job skills, and just other things like that, as well as like math tests and stuff. And you can compete in the stuff you're learning. So like you can do like uh, videography and stuff, uh, videography, t-shirt design, pin design, those things, and then you can. It doesn't stop at the career center too. It like goes further than that. So even is better. You can compete against if you get first at the career center, you can go to state or even like local and stuff and keep going up. If you win state, national, and it's just like nice, fun, and stuff like that. Yeah.
And that's the hope, right? You're going
Yeah.
to state. You're going to compete with another student in
Yes.
digital cinema, and you guys are going to win
Yes.
and head off to nationals.
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna win.
That would be awesome. Okay. So experience-wise, the umbrella, the podcast is called The Student Experience. Give me kind of a quick summary of your experience from start of junior year to end of senior year. Not only just about the lab, just the career center, all of it in general.
I think for the most part, just like a really nice experience. It's like, especially for me, I come here for only half the day, which I think makes it better because I get to take my advanced classes at my home school. Like my junior year, I took like physics and stuff. My physics, my advanced placement math, honors English. Got to take these advanced classes at my home school, and then like there's like a little break in between when you have to like get onto the bus to head to the career center, or your first year get onto the bus to head back to your home school. Where like you just kind of like get to take a break from school for like even just 5 minutes. My school is just like 5 minutes away, so it's just like kind of like 5 minutes. But that 5 minutes, it's like a break from school. You get to go outside if it's nice out. You get a little nice fresh air, stuff like that. But also just at the career center too, which is a nice experience. You can show up, you kind of come into your class, you're here for like 3 hours ish, about 3 hours. You get time to do the work that you need to get done, and it's very hassle free. And then we also have other things like drug free team where you can apply for it, you do randoms, you can win stuff for it, which I have won stuff for it, $50 Giant Eagle gift card, and things like that. It's just overall good experience. And you learn a lot here too. But specifically in the IMM class, you do learn a lot. Like I knew almost nothing about Adobe when I came in, and now like I know a lot more about Adobe stuff.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you've learned quite a bit. That makes me feel good. Okay, so parting words, right? Let's say this is your last hurrah here, and you get to kind of put your mark on the legacy of this new podcast we're creating, the class and stuff. What final words do you have as being part of interactive multimedia?
Let it continue. Carry it on. Continue the legacy, and always try your best at it.
Awesome. Thank you for being part of this today.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, anytime. Thank you for listening. That was episode 3. We will have episode 4 come out here in about a week. Again, I really appreciate you listening. And, if you found something that you enjoyed or you found valuable, please do one of the following: share, like, follow, maybe leave a response or a review if you get a chance to. We're trying to grow this podcast a little bit. It's brand new, and we're going to keep doing different things. All right. Thank you.
1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go.